Welcome, Divine Masculine, to the Oracle of the Feather Crown Tree. This is your weekly reading to help you cultivate more divine masculine energy. This can be for any gender and anyone who wishes to have beautiful masculine energy. This reading has a crowning card which really speaks to its ultimate purpose, which is the unity. It can be seen as your unity with how you identify with a god or a greater being, your definition of that, whatever that is to you, the great beyond. It could be taken quite literally, how to achieve this beautiful union between someone embodying the divine feminine and someone embodying the divine masculine. And like I said, are just seeking that within yourself. There is, of course, the counterpart, the divine feminine reading available should you wish to nourish yourself with that as well. So in the crowning position, we have a card from the Kama Sutra, and it's really about showing us kind of symbolically what needs to happen here to achieve this union this week. And what I'm seeing is this beautiful embrace of the divine masculine for the divine feminine. The divine feminine is in a state of receptivity. They're both relaxed. They are not necessarily in a state of codependence where they're obsessing over each other, but they are connected through the pleasures of life, through this union, but very much their own beings with their own thoughts and emotional states unique to themselves. This relationship can be nourished quite literally through the taking in of food, and needs to rest in the simple comforts of life, to feel like there is a way to elevate its union, which also is protected by the balance of emotions, higher meaning, and stability, which brings much bounty to this relationship. It is a fairly cosmic love that is under good auspices of the moon's protection as well. So those are a few details to kind of suss out how to get to that state of union. We are going to go real deep and look at some things that are hidden in the subconscious realms that are affecting or could actually help get to this state of union. And the first card that we're going to take in the bottom left is from the Shaman's Oracle. This card is here to speak to really deep programming of our ancestors, things that have made it into our DNA. And we have the Shaman of Courage here. I am the Shaman of Courage. Whenever and wherever you need me, I will be there to help you discover the resources that lie within you, resources that may not know you possess, that you may not know you possess. I am there to support you in times of need, when challenges become overwhelming, when strength is required to make even an inch of progress along the way. I journey into fear, and at its heart find courage to overwhelm it, the courage I impart to you, and will guide and protect you if ever you are in danger. Courage is one of the fundamental resources of life, and without it, we come to a standstill physically and mentally. Often it takes great fortitude for us to travel toward our goal, for inevitably we will encounter hardships along the way. Yet we can all summon up from deep inside ourselves the courage we need, however much we may doubt it. While this is most true of those who find themselves in extremes of stress, conflict, or danger, It is also true of those who face a purely inward challenge. This card knows where we can find the inner resources we never knew we had. So this is really acknowledging that whether you recognize it or not, you can come out of fear and face things with an innate sense of courage that is there for you. All you have to do is call on it. Our next card out is going to really speak about the influences in our everyday reality from our environment that we're not even conscious of how much they are affecting us. So this one is going to be from the Oracle of the Black Doves of Africa, and we have the card of unity. The universe is single but still hopelessly in love. The fountain represents communal reflection, refreshment, healing, divine insight, and interdimensional travel. Throughout the Mediterranean world, sacred fountains attracted devoted pilgrims from near and far, seeking spiritual purification and divine inspiration. The white doves symbolize the unifying power of love. Everything that exists is but an expression of a greater reality. There is nothing outside of the universe, therefore everything is, by its very nature, unified. Taking this basic precept further, we know by deduction that all is absolutely necessary to make this thing work. Everyone and everything is a soulmate. We need to understand the essence of what a soulmate is in the most basic sense, rather than compartmentalizing it in the realm of romance. The heart of unity is not about superficially feeling towards others so much as it is an observation and an acceptance of responsibility to others. To put it simply, if we have accepted our interconnection and interdependence with everything else in existence, then we must examine our negative beliefs about other people and beings. The people and beings whom we obviously need, or they would not exist in the same space and time with us. Let me repeat that. The people and beings whom we obviously need, or they would not exist in the same space and time with us. For example, there are people who hate certain animal species so much that they wish they did not exist. They don't realize the important function of that particular species in the grand scheme of things, and that if they got their wish, it might cause them discomfort. At best, or total annihilation at worst. Now, that doesn't mean they should suddenly run out and buy a t-shirt with the image of the creature on it, or adopt one as a pet, but it might be wise to find out how the animal contributes to the function of the whole. It is very difficult to continue to despise, wish away, or harm what we know to be ultimately beneficial. It is when we don't see the value in others that inharmonious thoughts occur and suffering ensues for the despiser and the despised. Until the individual can see and feel the bigger picture, they will continue to have a laundry list of things, people, and groups they can't stand, not realizing that their extremely negative reaction is a complete metaphor for an aspect of their own nature that the despised merely represents. I could go on, but I'm going to stop there. That is an extremely unexpected, powerful card, which I think probably resonates with us all. So really, unity seems so simple. It's very tricky. So our next card is going to speak to an emotion that may be just out of reach and needs to come to the surface. And we have from the Water Crystal Oracle this idea of reverence as that emotion. This is a crystal of reverence for someone whom you love and respect. So that needs to surface, and maybe someone comes to mind instantly for you. And it could be someone in relation to the last card that is disrupting this idea of harmony for you. So our last card in this realm of the subconscious is going to come from the Flowers of the Night Oracle. This is what's in shadow. Not that they're not all in shadow, but this one sort of lives in the shadow and does well in the shadow. Maybe it's just about shyness, but it can certainly come to the light as well, or just stay consciously in the shadow where it sort of fuels you behind the scenes. And we have motivation. The flower is 4 o'clock. It is a time to action your plans and turn them into reality. If seeking the answer to a question is really, if seeking the answer to a question, it really is a big positive yes. I don't know why that was so hard to get out. Focus is very important, and breaking a huge undertaking into smaller tasks and managing the commitment to stick to them will assist you. Planning, willpower, and constant application of action are important. Do not put off any decisions or plans at this moment, as it may adversely affect the outcome. Extra activity is indicated and will be very welcome and positive. This could include travel, moving, or socializing. Make sure you do not miss out due to a lack of confidence or through apathy. You could find distractions increase, and so too procrastination, which could put up blocks that are hard to navigate. An affirmation for this card is, I am a driving force who will make things happen. Keywords associated are motivation, activity, determination, willpower, and distraction. So what I'm getting here from this realm is being fearless, realizing the power of unity, having reverence for all people to help you hold that vision of unity, realizing that you're actually protected by all of this, and through that, finding the motivation to move forward and take the actions that you need outwardly. All working towards that idea of union. So we're going to look to the very high realms. I'm going to take a couple of cards from an angel deck, speaking from more of a Western perspective, and the Buddha Wisdom Shakti power speaking from the gods and goddesses holding the higher energies from an Eastern perspective. So first, the angel card is the angel of the miracle of love. The angel is seen alongside lovebirds, a symbol of the miracle of love. The winged wheels of fire are symbolic of the seraphim themselves. The eye at the top represents the symbol for the heaven of paradise, the heart at the bottom, and the open hands stand for the longing of real love, which all of us share. It can help you to open yourself to receiving the love you desire, cherish, the love you have in your life. Acknowledge the miracle of love from the source. The function of this angel is to bring miracles into our lives. And let's see what we have here from the counterpart deck. We have the mantra seed syllable of the goddess. Words have great power. Use them for the greater good. This goddess is a joyful yet fiercely wild Dakini, fertile and full of life. Here above her head is the Sanskrit symbol of her mantra. Her bijas sound bam. Seeds, syllables, or bijas in Sanskrit, are individual sounds that contain the full power of their mantras. Receiving a mantra from an accomplished master breathes life and power into it. It is no longer just a sound. It is empowered then to act, to open your mind and allow you to connect and call to the deity it personifies. Mantras are the spells and the language of magic, are the incantations and prayers in other spiritual traditions. Mantra is a Sanskrit word for from the root mantram that combines the root manas, mind, and tram, protection. So the literal meaning is mind protection, the primary purpose at the core of all mantra repetition. If you are repeating your mantra, it is harder to think about your worries and fears, as it protects you from them. It also keeps the mind from staying or straying onto paths that are not helpful. For example, it is better to say the popular mantra, Om Mani Padme Om, over and over again, rather than say, for example, I'm so angry at the bus driver, I could strangle him. Carefully chosen speech keeps us in alignment with our intentions to be the best person we can be. Thinking positive words untangles negative energy and clears the air. They are more likely to get the bus driver to pause when you are late and running after the bus than a cloud of angry energy that surrounds a person whose mind is full of angry thoughts. So, what I'm gleaning here is the miracle of love through the conscious words and thoughts that are held and spoken are the higher energies that can bring us into the realm that we actually are living in day to day, which we are going to examine next. And the first card we're going to take is to really look at the energies that we can hold to make the best of our subconscious and higher conscious or super conscious mind here, so that we can be conscious in our day-to-day lives with the best of intent. So from the gods and goddesses deck, we have the Durga Devi, goddess of material energy, personal empowerment, destruction of ignorance, development of spiritual forces, suppression of negative psychic influences. Those are the blessings from this card and the energies it's asking us to hold this week. Its meditation is, I bow down again and again to the goddess who is manifest in all creatures as strength and power. And we're going to take a little look here at the actions that we can provide in our environment this week. With some guidance from the Starseed Oracle. We have water your garden, nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest. Earth is a seasonal planet, and as such, you're a seasonal being, cyclic. You can't be on and in full bloom month after month, day after day after day. You're strongly being called to put on the brakes, rest, and refuel, to take a moment to restock, replenish, and slow down right now. Your body is the only body you're given, and it needs to be respected as such. You're being called to take responsibility for your well-being, to put your health and body first. I know it can feel like time is running out, and as if there are urgent things that simply can't wait. However, if you keep pushing on, soon fatigue will set in. This way of living isn't sustainable. If anyone continues to race through life, eventually they will reach exhaustion, and it will take longer to recover than it would have done to rest. Immune system disorders and mystery illnesses are becoming more common because we're putting too much pressure on our bodies to keep up with the instantaneous pace of modern life. How are you being called to put on the brakes, to rest, restore, and rejuvenate? When was the last time you took a holiday or had a full weekend, a day or afternoon off? Look at your precious body and mind. Give yourself enough time to recover when you find yourself running on your reserves. There is enough time. Life will bend towards you when you do. Your soul inquiry for this is, what is your body yearning for? So I think this is really calling you to take some time to integrate all of these lessons and energies that are coming through for you, and that without having a bit of a pause, you may find yourself just depleted. It sounds like for the most part, but of course you could find yourself with some regret for taking hasty actions that are not well intended and not in healthy energy. So this very last card out is in the center of the reading. We are going to take it from the Wild Unknown, and it really pulls everything together and basically says, what is the psychological state of mind that we are going to hold, which can easily flip between, a higher state or a lower state. And we're going to bring out two very briefly, the two versions of these through this card. And for this week, you have the vision. It is said that we are each born with a unique vision, a destiny toward which we are aimed. It is also said that we forget this vision the moment we are born. Thus, we are sent on a lifelong journey of rediscovery. Such is the elusive nature of the vision. It slips away, yet it guides. It appears in strange dreams and surreal images, seemingly unattainable and preposterous. When we are connected to the vision, we carry an inspired, enchanted aliveness that others recognize. We trust the world and its synchronicities. We walk through new doors into wondrous opportunities. We all want to be near those with vision. They emit energy more potent than any elixir. When we lose connection to the vision, life becomes dull and exhausting, lacking meaning. Bring back the mystery. Bring back the dreams. So that in itself gives testament as to why we may want to take a pause just to cultivate this idea. So what we want to watch out here for is holding a state where we're disconnected from art and dreams, listless and aimless. And what we want to hold and let prosper through this idea is a potent imagination, synchronicities, and trust. So that, my beautiful, beautiful friends, is our reading for the Divine Masculine for the week. I do hope that you were able to gained something insightful from it. I'm sending you so much love and peace and wishes for prosperity throughout your week ahead. Take care.